Hello and welcome to a cold, windy, and kind of dreary afternoon here at Iconic Motorbikes, at least from a weather standpoint. My attitude is definitely not dreary because we just had 12 very cool bikes dropped off thanks to our buddies over at Haul Bikes. So I just wanted to give you a little walkthrough as to what's arrived. All of these are going up for a little bit of service work, an inspection, that kind of thing, our usual amount of work, and then going up on the auction site. So we start here with a 1986 Kawasaki Ninja 1000. That's just a cool bike here. The odometer says 5,691 miles on it. All of these bikes I'm about to show you actually just come from two collections. I believe it's, I think it's 8 from one, 4 from another. But there's just some really cool stuff. So I'll tell you what, if we could switch, if you don't mind, sir. We got Riff behind the camera as usual. Thank you, sir. All right, we got this, a Suzuki GS1000S, a GR77 model. Oh, actually, quick little pan there if you don't mind, not to put you on the spot. Haul Bikes is also taking a few bikes. They've already packed up my CB175 Arma Racer, so I'm sad to see that go. But that fine gentleman you can see there, that TDR 250, which came to us from Canada, that's on its way out. Okay, I just wanted to point that out before it gets hidden away forever. So again, this GS750 race bike looks, but street legal. You got the endurance style aesthetic here with one big headlight, but you also have the turn signals and all that kind of thing. Muzzy exhaust, which is a little unexpected. Normally I associate that with Kawasaki's, but you get the cool Valvoline livery here on this Gixxer, and definitely some parts that you only see on fancy stuff. So I'm excited about this. 30-something thousand miles on this one, and Corbin seat, as you can see there, the seat cowl, PM wheels. There's some cool stuff on this for sure. I even see the Lindemann Engineering sticker on the fork. I don't know if it's on both sides, but I definitely see it on this side. And you know, our Ed Sorbo currently runs that shop, and you know, he might have some history on it. We'll talk to him and to see what's going on with that bike. Here we've got a Suzuki GS1000S, the West Cooley replica. So it's probably a 1978 or 9. It's a 9 model, 1979. 14,000 miles on this one. First glance, it looks really nice cosmetically. And Vans & Hines exhaust. So I bet you that's going to sound real nice once our service department has gone through it and is ready to go. Also, special mention to those those wheels and the Bridgestone Spitfire tires that have been kind of white walled up in a sense. A little period mod for you there. This is a very special first year, 1998 Yamaha R1. We've sold this on our auction site before. We sold it from our old shop back when we were in Marina Del Rey. Went to a client in Texas who had it for a few years, and then he sold it on the auction site to the current owner, also in Texas, and now it's just been shipped to us. So like I said, 98 R1, really nice shape, very highly original. I mean, it's got the original turn signals, it's got the original exhaust, it's got the tail tidy or the rear fender, license plate mount, all this stuff. All this is original. When we sold it many moons ago, it has the Marina Del Rey iconic plate there. So that's old school for us. Still has it on the bike, and it has just 5,768 miles on it. So we always have people looking for really nice examples of the early R1s, and this is definitely one of those. This one, I have to admit, I don't know much about this. This is kind of a surprise for us. I've not received a submission form on it yet. It appears to my semi-trained eye to be a Yamaha YZF1000 SP, and it's got all kinds of racing goodies on it. I mean, there's stickers on it that say Canada Superbike Championship, Canada Parts Canada, the Canadian division of Parts Unlimited Superbike Championship. This bike clearly has some history that we still need to figure out, but just a few things to highlight. You got the D&D exhaust, Olin suspension. I mean, up here you've got Attack Racing triple. There's lots of really cool parts on this, and we're just going to get some more history from the seller, figure it out, and make it part of the listing when it goes live on the auction site soon. You can probably hear Ollie over there about to do a test ride on that Suzuki Gixxer. Oh, it's starting to drizzle here, so we're gonna wrap this thing up and get all these bikes inside, but we'll let him take off on that. Actually sounds like the fueling's pretty good on that. Here we've got a 1983 Honda CB1100F, 1 year only bike. And they made these in red and blue. They had great names for, I think the blue was like a Tahitian blue and this was a pearl candy red or something like that. But yeah, this is another very original bike, 4,800 miles on it. The seat, not stock, but it has the original exhaust with the black chrome. Those things definitely get corrosion on them, as you can see there. And you know, there's a little bit of, just in general, corrosion aware, but it's a low mile, very original example. So very excited to see what this is like for the service department to go through. There's also, if you come over here, it's also a little on-off switch. No idea what that does yet, so we'll figure that out. This is something that I'm very excited about. We sold this bike, I don't know, probably 4, 5, oh, here we go, quick little ollie pass by. So that's a Gixxer. It's a great segue into this. This is a 1990s, it should be a 94 or 95. This is a Suzuki Gixxer 750 that Tom Kipp raced and won the AMA Supersport 750 Championship with. Obviously, it's been modified since. We've got these lights in it, that kind of thing, but you still have stickers from the AMA. There's all kinds of Yosh parts on it. Duplex exhaust here. The R&D plate here with the Yosh exhaust. Lots of great upgrades. We've sold this bike before on our auction site. That's how the current owner acquired it. It came from a local client in Southern California, then it went to Texas, and now it's back to find a new home. But it's just such a cool piece of 90s racing history, and I'm really excited about this. I know Steve and Ollie are definitely going to enjoy working on this and making sure that it runs before it goes up on the auction site. So there you go. Tom Kipp's, he won 5 races that year, and again, won the championship. It earned that #1 sticker, which is really, really cool. It's crazy that someone turned it into something vaguely street legal, or at least put the lights on it, but you know, these things find new homes and then everyone does crazy stuff with it after they have it. Here, we got a couple of cool Yamahas. This is a 2021, I think, yeah, 2021 Yamaha R1M, and pretty crazy, it has only, wait for it, 154 miles on it. Acura exhaust. Beyond that, very, very stock. It's dusty, as you can tell from it. So unfortunately, I mentioned there was 2 collections that these bikes are coming from. One, one of which is a client that's sending us 8 bikes or so. 4 of these come from a client that was a client for a long time. Unfortunately, he passed away 3 years ago, and his wife is just having us, find new homes for the bikes. And so this is unfortunately one of those bikes here. Like I said, 154 miles, very, very stock, and it fires up. Oh, also the frame sliders. But yeah, it's warm. Here we go. These are absolutely incredible bikes. I've had the chance, I once did a story you can find it on our YouTube. I did a story with Iconic where I rode an RZ500 and this back-to-back, kind of Yamaha's flagships from different periods in time. And yeah, obviously the two-stroke was fun in its ways. This is very easy to go very fast with. And when I rode this, I think I was able to hit 100 miles an hour in first gear. Not that I ever would have done that in public roads or anything like that, but just an incredible bike. These were numbered, not limited in production per se, but they were numbered. This is 1,238 from that 2021 model year. And yeah, it's got the GPS tracker there in the back if you want to turn to it, if you want to go the track bike route or whatever it might be. But very much street legal, very, very high performing, and insanely low mileage on that R1M. You can see the carbon fiber bodywork up front and all kinds of cool things about that. Over here, oh, Ollie's coming in. Let him sneak through there. In a weird way, this is kind of the grandpa of that bike, a Yamaha YZF1000. In Europe, they called it the Thunder Ace, I believe. This one has 9,000 miles on it. Definitely, I'll tell you what, come on this side if you don't mind. This is an original, like a highly original bike minus the exhaust. on this side, a GPR exhaust, but you have the C-cowl. And then if you could just, like, this is what the 90s were like in a sense, just really wide. Like, you compare that to this bike or really anything else. But yeah, definitely some width on this one. But I think nowadays people might think of it more as like a sport touring bike than a true sport bike. Okay, 3 last ones. I guess we'll start here. You're already here. We'll start with this. 2006, last year of the RC51 in the really desirable dark gray, light gray, red livery. This one's got pretty low miles on it as well, if I remember correctly. The survey says 6,942. So we always have people looking for this bike, and I think it's going to find a good home. Like I said, 2006 model, and does appear to be quite stock, with the exception of these Yoshimura exhausts. And I think that's kind of a trend. I don't mean to be repetitive, but in general, as we've been going through these, I've been saying very stock, minus the exhaust. It just seems to be a common thing with these two owners. We also have a Corbin seat, and in the back here, you've got the aftermarket brake light cover. But the fender cover, or whatever you want to call it, the license plate mount, that's stock, and those are hard to find now. So that's pretty cool. All right, I'll tell you what, I want to end on this one. So if you don't mind, Riff, let's have you slide over to this one. 2021 KTM 450. It's an SMR. It's a factory-built supermoto. These things are absolutely incredible. The battery on this is dead, so I can't tell you what the mileage is. But just from a street legal, crazy performance standpoint, it's really hard to beat supermotos. There's a KTM branded hour meter on it that just says 2.5 hours. I'm going to separate that a little bit. I don't know if you can pick that up, but so if that's the case, then gosh, it's barely been ridden. You got the stock. I mean, this actually just looks 100% stock. Oh wait, we have a Trail Tech. Oh, that's a thermometer. Engine temp probably based on it. But yeah, this thing's got ride modes, traction control. These things are absolutely lethal on small tracks. So I'd be curious to see what the next owner wants to do with that. Lastly, I gotta end with this. It's just so special. Yamaha RZ500, originally sold in Canada. If I cough the bars there, you can see here the maple leaf from our colleagues up north. So originally a Canadian bike, but this has been kind of, I mean, it's been resto modded basically. It's a term that I don't use lightly, but you can see the front end there looks to be off a Yamaha R6. So you're getting the 17-inch wheels, and that means you get to put proper rubber on it. It's got Pirelli, I think it's Rosa Corsa 2s on it, front and rear right now. A couple of small, you've got the ASV levers here, domino grips. As you look at the dash is aftermarket. It's a Koso dash that you got there. So true mileage may be unknown. This is from that collection, unfortunately, or the estate of the gentleman that passed away. So I don't know how much history we're gonna be able to get from the wife, but we'll figure it out. We'll share everything we know. As we make our way back here, you've got, I love these expansion chambers here for the aftermarket exhaust. And then you can kind of, if you come back my way, Riff, you can look this way and see the air filters on both sides. They kind of look like, I mean, we got to take the bodywork off to really confirm, but at first glance, they sort of remind me of the Lance Gamma units that you get on an RG500. Obviously, Lance is more known, or was more known, for his Suzuki work, but he's done work for other bikes like the RZs. I'm trying to think. Oh, one last thing. If you look under here, so many times when we get these bikes in, oh, you know what? I didn't even notice steel braided brake lines on this front end. So many times when we get these, they're missing this part. This thing either falls off or breaks. This is constantly missing on the RZ500s that we get. It's missing here as well. It might be an intentional choice, I don't know, but you can see you've got the remote preload adjuster for a Nitron shock, which is, I just think it's kind of cool that it's tucked in there. It's a good location for it to obviously adjust the rear. So that's a lot of bikes. It's a lot of time. Thank you for your patience as you heard me talk about all these in varying levels of detail. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments. You can reach me, ABHI, at iconicmotorbikes.com. If there's anything that interests you that you might want to do a pre-auction deal on, we're always glad to talk to the sellers and figure something out. But beyond that, in general, the plan is all of these are going to go through our service department, get inspections done, talk to the sellers, see what work they want to do or not do, and we'll include that information in the listings in our condition report, and then we'll find new homes for all these things. So that's how it works. I think you guys know the drill by now. Thanks for watching. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.